Lewis Smith said, "To forgive is to set the prisoner free, and to discover that the prisoner was you." My name is Gaurav Gupta. I'm a best-selling author, an international motivational speaker, and a business coach. Welcome to the Morning Motivation. Nelson Mandela's life, his struggle, and the long walk to freedom is known to everybody on the planet. Mr. Mandela spent 27 long years in the prison. When he was in prison, various prisons that he was kept in, he and his fellow freedom fighters were categorized as D category criminals. They were the group which was subjected to the worst torture possible. They were given cornmeal thrice a day to eat. Bread was served only on Sundays. No visitors allowed for 6 months. Every 6 months, only one visitor. They were tortured, they were humiliated, they were disrespected, and some anecdotes or stories say that some of the jailers even urinated on them. It was the most degrading and the disrespectful treatment anybody could ever get. They were not allowed any communication or any letters from the external world. No books, no newspapers, nothing to read, no articles, nothing to write. It was complete isolation. One of the articles I read had an anecdote which mentioned that Mandela once asked a jailer, "I want a newspaper. Can you give me one?" The jailer laughed. He got a newspaper and he did not give it across the prison bars to Mandela. He just threw it outside his cell so that Mandela could hardly reach it. And then the jailer did something which was the most heinous acts anybody could have done. He peed on the newspaper. To his surprise, Mandela did not get offended, he did not react, he did not get angry. Mandela simply smiled and he waited for the newspaper to dry. After some time, when the newspaper dried up, Mandela picked up the newspaper, read it and kept it back. For 27 long years, Nelson Mandela and his fellow freedom fighters were subjected to this torturous, heinous, disrespectful behavior. But just because of their inner strength and their patience, they were able to endure all of this and they came out victorious in the end. 4 hours after he came from the prison, Nelson Mandela addressed a crowd of 60,000 people. And within few minutes, he was able to mesmerize the entire crowd. The onlookers were really surprised. From where is this strength coming? 27 long years of torture in the prison. Still this person has the strength, the spiritual strength and conviction to move crowds. That was the inner strength, the inner calm, the inner patience and the spiritual strength which Nelson Mandela cultivated during the long years of imprisonment. There's a beautiful anecdote that I recently read in an article on the internet that showcases the kind of spiritual strength and courage that Nelson Mandela developed over these long years of struggle. According to this anecdote, Nelson Mandela was once in a restaurant along with some guests and his team members. When sitting on his chair and table, from a distance, he observed a man who was shaky, who was shivering, and he asked his team to invite the man to have supper with them. The man was invited, he came over, he had dinner with him, he could not talk anything, he could not maintain eye contact with anybody, he was just shivering and nervous. After this person finished his meal, he looked at Nelson Mandela and there were tears in his eyes. He was still shivering, so Nelson Mandela reached out to him, touched his shoulder and said, "It's okay. It's absolutely okay, it's fine, you're forgiven." The person melted down and started crying. After a while, the people around him consoled him and he thanked Nelson Mandela and went away. Nelson Mandela's team members and guests asked him, "What just happened? This person was not feeling well. You really did a nice gesture to feed him." But he looked very sick. He was shivering, he was nervous. Mandela said yes, he was shivering, he was nervous, not because he was sick. It was because he was the jailer who used to pee on the newspaper which I used to read. And today, when I became a president, he was expecting that I would reciprocate and I would avenge, but I did not do any such thing. My gesture of inviting him here made him nervous, and it was he himself who was not able to forgive himself for the act which he committed. Nelson Mandela's team and guests were really surprised at this act. One of them asked him, "Mr. Mandela, somebody who was so disrespectful to you, who degraded, disregarded and was so torturous to you, you forgave that person and even invited him for supper?" You know what Mr. Mandela said? He said, "There's no question of forgiveness because that person did not offend me at the first place." They were all surprised, so he explained, "Nobody on the planet can pull you down till you yourself give permission to them, and I have never given anybody permission to pull me down. I have a place inside me which is calm, poised, and where I understand who am I. I am not a body, I am a soul. I am a person of strength and conviction. Nobody can offend me till I allow them to offend." Mandela said that the jailer had a choice and he chose to do what he thought was right. And I too had a choice and I did what I thought was the right course of action for me. That, my friends, is the spiritual strength and courage and power of forgiveness. Remember, as Lewis Smith said, to forgive is to set the prisoner free and to discover that the prisoner was you. Forgiveness is a virtue, but forgiveness is also a choice. The moment you forgive somebody, you cut the cords with them. Till the time you do not forgive somebody, you're reliving that event again and again. Whatever happened, whatever this person said or did to you was just one moment which happened in the past. But if you do not forgive them, you're living with that moment in your mind somewhere in the subconscious again and again every single day. And what it does is it creates those feelings of anger, resentment, fear, disrespect, disregard, hatred, and all these emotions act not only on your mind but also on your physiology and your body and later manifest as diseases. The best way to live your life is to just simply forgive people. Remember, nobody can offend you till you yourself give them permission. And if you identify that you are not a body, you are a soul. If you identify that the other person is doing whatever was the best course of action according to their upbringing, their circumstances, their values and ethics, but you yourself have a choice to distance yourself from their actions and consciously choose to forgive them, that is the moment you will be liberated. So if you want to live a truly blissful life, learn to let go and set yourself free by forgiving the people who have offended you. The moment you do that, you yourself become so empowered that nothing on the planet can ever hurt you. And also, your understanding, your conviction, your spiritual strength and your relationship with people will be much better, much stronger, and you'll be a transformed and a different human being. I'll see you soon in my next video. Till then, stay blessed, keep rocking, and have a blissful time by exercising your choice to set yourself free. Thank you.